What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. You know, Tyson Fury has yet to announce an opponent. And I know I've been hearing people send me in DMs about Tyson Fury, and I haven't had a video or made a video simply because I was just trying to be patient with Fury, because I know, Fury, he has his own life. Fury does a whole bunch of other stuff. Fury lives in his own head rent-free, right? But then it just hit me on the amount of time, though, that has passed, okay? And before we get into that, I want to give you guys the backstory. I watched a lot of Cosby growing up. I would like to tell you a story. Okay, and we know what the story is. The story was that Tyson Fury called out Anthony Joshua. He called out Anthony Joshua one morning, and was like, hey, Joshua, I want to split it 40-60. A lot of, even his team didn't even want to know what the split was, but he told the split, and I was like, okay, that's bold, because a lot of times they want to keep that hush-hush. They don't want to reveal what the split is or what the amount of money is. They want to keep that secret, which is kind of dumb, But anyway, and I'm thinking like, wow, Tyson looks like he's serious. He wants to fight Anthony Joshua. And then, of course, other reports saying, oh, well, now he wants to fight him after 2 losses. I really don't care, because, it wasn't like Joshua was just beat to a pulp. You know what I mean? He just got outpointed and outgunned by a smaller, more technical heavyweight in Usyk, right? And I was like, okay, that's nothing wrong with that. Let's see the fight, because I always thought that Joshua could give Tyson Fury a go, when they did fight, because of the styles or whatever. So, the first 2 or 3 days was kind of crucial. Tyson wanted Anthony to sign, and it's like, hey, agree to the split, agree to the date. So the date was the problem. You guys remember the date, December 3rd. They wanted the 17th, Joshua did, and Tyson's like, no, it's my show. We going in on the 3rd if you haven't heard. Bars. So that's what it was. And then all of a sudden, silence. Okay, silence. And then you're like, okay, well, what happened? What happened? Queen Elizabeth II passed. So that kind of took the whole country down. Now, stay with me. Then maybe about 9 days goes by, maybe 8, right? It goes by. The next week. And then, Tyson was up and running, and then we've heard that the split was agreed to by Team Joshua, like the split was agreed to, then the date was agreed to. So that was the 2 major things about the whole ordeal. The date and the split and the rematch details, right? So all of those things were met. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking like, wow, we're having some real progress with this Tyson Fury and Joshua. We'll finally get to see this fight. Until what happened? What happened at that point? Tyson Fury was like, look, you have until this next Monday to make up your damn mind. You've had the contract 2 weeks, and I'm tired of dicking around with you. Sign the contract. This is the Tyson Fury show. You're just an invited guest. So guess what? Sign that contract or I'm going to move on. By that Friday, you had guys like Manuel Char, saying, Joshua, Pussiwa, you need to sign the contract. I know you won't sign the contract, so get out of the way and let real men do what they do. Real men fight, right? Okay. Monday came. Tyson was like, hey, and he was trolling, He was going everywhere saying, Joshua, sign the contract. Can you tell Joshua signed the... He was, he was really revving everything up, He was tuning up Joshua via social media. And then Monday came, he was like, well, looks like the fight's off, this, that, and the other. Well, no. Sunday, remember that Sunday, I'm documenting everything here. Joshua was like, of course I'm signing the contract. People chill. My business has to look over the contract because there's things in the contract that still need to be looked after. And then you had both sides hearing from Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren that everything is looking good. George Warren, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn. This is rare. So all the business side of things were going like they supposed to, right? But meanwhile, Tyson is saying, this is it. Don't worry. This is the last day. You blew it, you fucking idiot. That was that Monday. So despite all that been done, and despite what his team said, Tyson's team said, and Joshua's team, okay, Tyson's like, fuck this. You're too late. I'm getting impatient. I can't wait. Bars, right? Okay. So then Tuesday goes by. Wednesday goes by. Then Thursday, it's like, hey, I'm giving you another shot, Udalsa. Then I'm like, okay, well, I thought you were supposed to close the negotiation possibilities Monday. So Monday turned into Thursday, was it? Or was it Friday? I think it was Thursday or Friday. But I think, yes, I'm making another deadline today. I'm like, for one, how do you even know that your team is working on it? Frank Warren convinced Tyson Fury to come back to the table, right? Now, it's a lot of things wrong with that. For one, you didn't know where they were at that particular time. And if you told them it's over, what guarantee do you have that they're going to keep looking at that contract that you say that's no longer valid because we're not going to fight anyway? For one. For two, if Frank Warren can convince you to get your ass back, to give more time because things are looking good, because my son George Warren is getting in contact with him and this, that, and the other, all right, then I guess that could soothe Tyson's mind. So Tyson comes on and makes this claim, okay, I'm giving you one last day, AJ, today. And it's like, okay, well, and then you hear Eddie, it's not going to be done. It's going to be another 2 weeks or so. Maybe. That's what we could do, possibly, because he finally gave you a date. And I'm like, Eddie, why ain't you giving a date? So I'm side-eyeing Eddie, too. Like, Eddie, what the fuck are you doing? Are you really trying to make this fight? Or are you trying to convince everybody that you're trying to make this fight? And you're really not trying to make this fight, right? So then, then we had that. So then George Warren comes out after that, maybe a week after, and says, look, we were trying to get the deadline and I made calls and I never got a reply. We were actually trying to see where we were at, and they responded back asking for more time and things like that, but they never responded to my calls. I called Eddie. He didn't respond. You know what I mean? He didn't reply. So that's where we were. So, strange enough, Derek Chisora was sent a contract. Derek Chisora, he is actually he's signed by 258, which is owned by Anthony Joshua. So now you have a contract sent to Anthony Joshua that was supposed to have been in the works, but I guess it's no longer valid. Then you have also a contract that's sent to Derek Chisora, right? Now, Derek Chisora, now they're looking at this contract now, and I guess they're trying to figure out what's going on, right? Now, mind you, that was 3 weeks ago. So saying all this to come back to now I'm going to get to what I promised you guys I'm going to get to. Why is it that all of a sudden now we don't have a deadline? Why doesn't Derek Chisora have a deadline? Counterpunch. You think like, okay, why was AJ in the hot seat when you gave this man 2 fucking weeks? But Derek Chisora and everybody else, I can't even say everybody else, but Derek Chisora has 3 or more. Have we heard Tyson Fury name an opponent yet? No. So you still don't have a fucking opponent. So that means you could have simultaneously been working on that AJ to see what he's going to do, but then had a side negotiation with Derek Chisora. And if Derek Chisora, which would have been an easier fight to make because he doesn't have all that other stuff and contracts that's held over him that he has to abide by or appease, right? So you got all that. Why couldn't you just do that? Why did you now have to say, well, you know, it's over for Joshua, but it's not over for Derek Chisora? That's a double standard. That's just a double standard. Because you start looking and I was like, well, it's going to be announced. But then, look, dude, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday the fucking 18th. It's Tuesday the 18th. Mind you. Right? Now, we looking at, well, this was September 26th, bro. Okay. And the 26th of September, I'm just looking at the dates because we're breaking it down, right? Because the 26th of September was the deadline, that Monday. Then he gave him to the 29th. It's the fucking 18th of October and Tyson Fury still doesn't have an opponent. Still. And that's been 1, 2, 3, 4. That's been 4 weeks, bro. So it's been 4 weeks that has went by and Tyson Fury still don't have an opponent. Meanwhile, Manuel's Charles walking around with fucking white lions and shit hollering, hey, you promised me that you'll fight me, fight me. So I'm like, okay, fight somebody. Because to me at this point, I really don't care what Tyson Fury does because we pretty much know he's going to fight somebody that has no chance of winning. That we don't want to see him fight and we probably never fucking heard of. And if we heard of him, he don't have a chance of winning anyway. How much chance do you give Derek Chisora on beating Tyson Fury in a third fight? Come on, let's be honest. Let's really be honest about the whole deal. So my question is, you're not giving deadlines to anybody else but Anthony Joshua. So this makes it very hard for us to really believe that you wanted that fight for one. You thought that probably he was going to tell you to fuck off in the first place. Then when he tells you not to fuck off, then you give a deadline. Then the deadline is met. Then you give another deadline, I guess, to, you know, call bluffs or whatever, to do further proof or convincing that you wanted it. Then you finally shut it down. Then you give it to Derek Chisora. I don't know what time he gave it to Derek Chisora, mind you, right? But it's been since that time, since the 29th was the final shutdown or the drop date, you know, then it's now the 29th. Now it's the 18th of October. Like these type of things can't go overlooked because everybody said, man, you're a Fury hater. No, because I didn't say anything about Fury until I kept getting inboxes from people like, dude, how long is it going to take Tyson Fury to get a fucking date? Bars. And what can I, and this is the only answer I can give you. I have no idea. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury not giving deadlines to anybody else but Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.